Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. This is the third part of my September project layout. For the last August and this August and September, I've ended up with 4 pages layouts sides for my project life. And so that kind of works out the same as weekly, but I like doing it monthly so that I get more freedom over how I organise the photos and how it's kind of distributed. So one day might take up a whole page protector like in August, or I might have quite a lot. I do tend to travel quite a lot around the country, so depending on location I might cluster things together. I feel gives me a bit more freedom to when I do it. And I also do not have a photo printer at home, so it allows me to print all my photos for the month at once. So I am a bit behind. I'm currently just about to start October project life, but that's pretty good, I feel like. But I've done a lot of catching up before. 2 weeks ago I was up to the end of June, so it really was quite a bit of catching up to do, but I've had the time, so I just spent a couple of days and all I did was scrapbook, and it was just lovely. I absolutely loved it. So I'm getting on with organising all of my photos. I left in me rearranging all of the photos and kind of distributing them across the layout, and now I'm just using an old washi tape to stick together the 3x4 cards that are going into journaling cards. And now I'm going to spend the time putting double-sided tape onto all of the photos, and I probably should have edited this all out. I never know how much to leave in my videos, how much people want things taken out, so this time I thought I'd leave the photos in and the kind of me going through and sticking down all of the photos. So I think I am now going to work on it card by card. Sometimes I stick down my photos and then embellish, but when I know that I want to use something slightly bigger, I tend to embellish as I go. So I've kind of got in mind that I'm going to use the Page Evan Bungalow Lane collection, which I think it's either from earlier this year or last year. But it is an autumnally collection, in my opinion. I can't remember if it actually was an autumnal. It definitely is an autumnal collection, I think. Anyway, so I've got the embellishments for that, but they're quite large, so I think this is where I get them out and start thinking about how I'm going to use them before I stick those photos down. And I go through, and the first thing I find is this cat and these 2 dogs, and I've got pictures of cats and dogs, so I thought, it's a bunny, I think, but I just put it on anyway, and I thought, if I don't use that now, I'm never going to use it. Dogs and cats tend to appear in my project life a lot more than they do in my big layouts, so I just wanted to get them on, even though they were quite big, and none of the animals look like them. I just think it's cute, and especially because the story that I'm telling on this card is me joining my boyfriend's mum is a dog walker, and so I was joining her on quite a lot of her dog walks, so it is quite a range of dogs. I only managed to get 3 pictures of the different dogs. So the one on the right, it's a picture of a tiny puppy on my shoe, and that was so adorable, but I had to get up early to go and see that one. It was I'm going up early so I can go and meet a puppy, and it was a proper cute little puppy. And then the other 2 are of the same dog, and he is just adorable, and he might be one of my favourite dogs. She walks, so if you're one of the other dogs listening, don't listen. So then I found this frame that goes perfectly around the bottom left hand corner, which is a screenshot of Pokemon Go, which is a game. I realised that I'm filming a bit close, so I just move it a bit far out, so I don't have to worry about making sure I'm in the frame too much. So I think that would look better if it was central on the card, but I'd already stuck that photo down and I didn't think it would come up again, so it worked quite well. It doesn't look off centre by the time that I'm finished. And then I realised that there were more of those frames, so I probably could have put one around the cat at the top, in the top row, the picture of the cat, but I didn't think of that. And so I've pulled out just a couple of things, including that comforts of home, just because all of these photos are from my hometown, so which is not what a lot of photos recently have been. So I thought the comforts of home worked well, even though I think none of those photos are actually taken in my home. Not one. So home comforts, not from the home. So that was nice. And then I think that is all that I add from those embellishments. But then I also have the sticker book for the Bungalow Lane collection, so I do use that quite a bit on this layout. So I'm going and sticking down the cat, and I think that this cat is so cute, this little embellishment with him lying with his belly up. It's just adorable. It doesn't look anything like Vincent, but it's a cat, so you know. Oh yeah, I add that label sticker, and I think that works quite well, and it gives me the space to talk about what that photo is. It's just a screenshot from the game. I feel like no one's interested in why that is significant. So I'm just going and adding in some washi tape around the layout. It's this leaf autumnal one. I'm really glad that at the beginning of doing these layouts, as I kind of put away the summer stuff from the August, I went through my collection. I knew I'd bought a couple of things from the Bungalow Lane collection for the autumnal side of things, so I just went through it and pulled out everything I had that was autumnal. I'm starting a San Francisco scrapbook album, so I'd done the same for my travel stuff, so I think that's why I thought to do it. So I did look at my washi tapes and knew beforehand that that's one that I'd want to use, so I think it was easier going into it having the washi tape already picked out, rather than at the end of layouts panicking, going, oh, I should have used some washi on this. I think it's definitely something that you have to have thought about early on, which I think is why a lot of people, including myself, tend to neglect it. So while I had a couple of pictures of things that I'd made, I decided to add the handmade goodness and made with love, which I have been struggling with those phrases on this sticker page, as I think they're kind of more made because it's scrapbookers, so assuming that we'll have scrapbooky pictures, but I don't take pictures of that. But luckily I've been crafty in other ways, or eaten things that have been crafted by handmade, so that worked quite well. I really love this or sticker sheet, although they're see-through, because they're such dark colours, they show up on quite a lot, so I think those stickers work really well, even though I do prefer non-clear stickers. And I really like how it's got the 3 different shapes, the hearts, the stars and the buttons, but because they're all the same sort of colour, I think it really does work to pull them all in, because I tend to go for either hearts or stars. Interesting, I haven't put any stars on, I have just gone with the buttons as well. And then kind of because the washi tape had some copper foiling in, and this collection does, I'd used it on the other layout, so I wanted to incorporate a bit more copper onto this page. So I've got this sheet of stickers and I'm just fiddling around trying to make it look good. I really struggle with these filler cards. Oh yeah, this filler card is from the Simple Stories Hello Today collection, that was their Project Life collection for 2021. Yeah, for 2021. And I really struggle with the phrase ones, because I like to embellish them slightly, but I think quite often I make it look bad. I'm not good at embellishing them, so I struggle with that. So I'm just going around and adding. I don't like how it looks at the moment because the copper's not balanced out on it. I don't know if I fix it or whether I leave it like that. I think a lot of the time I end up leaving it, because when I've done more I've made it worse. So I don't know what I like. I thought it was quite interesting because on the photo with the on the middle right, the kind of cakey stuff, the donut and the cookie dough cup, I quite liked putting the label the other way around, just because I just wanted to state where each of them came from. The top one was really good, and it's from George's Bakery, which was like, it blew up on my TikTok, and then I found out that it literally is on the farmer's market, well, not the farmer's market, the market in my town every other weekend, and I was like, I have to go. If it's blown up on TikTok and I live in one of the 2 towns it goes to, I have to try it. And it was very tasty, but huge. Like, it was not cheap, but for the amount of food you got, it was good value. I think me and my boyfriend split it into 4 and had it each twice, so it was definitely a decent amount of cookie dough goodness. So I'm just going around and adding on these little wooden embellishment hearts that I got off AliExpress using my glue pen. I absolutely love doing this to all of my layouts. I feel like something isn't complete until I've gone round and put little wooden embellishments all over it. And interestingly, my 2022 scrapbooking album is not looking as chunky as my 2021 one, and I think that is solely because I have less photos. I've definitely gone chunkier with the embellishments, but I think I just did a lot more last year. I still have a lot to do, obviously, in this one, but I have printed off quite a lot of the photos and added in the page protectors, so I don't think it's going to be as chunky, which is definitely good in terms of storage and not feeling guilty that I've now become obsessed with adding in wooden stars to everything. I also think a lot of things that I would be trying to add into my project life last year, because it was the first year, I don't feel the need to add in repeatedly, so that cuts down. Like, a lot of animal pictures have definitely cut down. I say that as I'm looking at a spread which is half animal pictures and half food, but you know, I feel like I'm getting better at including just very relevant to that time point photos. I definitely think, I know a lot of people view it as getting in every small detail, but I definitely still think of it as substantial things that have happened in my life, and meeting a puppy is definitely a substantial thing. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and hopefully I will see you in my next video.